through the shadows where the storms collide. She stands with courage as her guide. Her whispers echo louder than screams, faithful to God through broken dreams. She's the silent storm, unshaken, strong. Through the trials, she's where hope belongs, a survivor standing tall, unbowed. Her voice a beacon breaking the cloud. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret. At 5:30 sharp, hearts come alive. Together we heal, together we thrive. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret. At 5:30 sharp, hearts come alive. Together we heal, together we thrive.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy, thankful Tuesday. Thank you all for tuning in, and my apology for being late on, today. I got kind of backed up, I was busy today, so I got kind of, behind. So, and I still want to go live, and I still, wanted to definitely talk about this shooting that happened in California. Okay, so before I get started talking about that, I just want to go ahead to welcome everyone to my to for Lisa's YouTube channel. And also I'm connected on with Facebook as well. Hey Craig, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Peace and blessings. And you just entered the Royal Jewels Palace room, known as Safe Haven, where it's real talk with real people in real life. You will see God's love, peace, joy, happiness, unity, and respect over here. Okay. Um, this live stream is a discussion I am talking about today. It's going to be some true facts up in here, but I'm going to be probably speaking some of my opinion or my thought. But if the shoe fit, just wear it. Okay. I'm definitely going to put my copyright disclaimer up here for everybody to read along with me. Let me go ahead and post it up here on my screen real quick, and we go ahead and read this copyright together, okay? And it says copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allows is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips that balance in favor of fair use. Okay. And just remember, everyone, I'm not no preacher. I'm not no counselor. I'm not no therapist. I'm not no doctor. I'm not no lawyer. I'm none of those. I had no license for those. Okay. I'm just a willing vessel being used by God for his purpose and not men. Okay. And let me, I always got to, say this because, hey, I got to let people know this at the beginning. So the reason why I do this all the time, so when new people come to visit me, they know what my channel is about. So it's best for me just to talk, about the rules and regulation at the beginning of it. Okay. And so just know I'm not no people pleaser. I don't please people. Okay. I'm only a God pleaser. Okay. I do not go around following the crowd. Okay, I only speak the truth, what I see that is true. If you don't like somebody, it don't mean that I'm not gonna like that person. Okay, because that's your beef, not my beef. Okay, so forever Lisa will go where she want to go, where she want to go, and she go support and go see who she want to see. Okay, that's it, and that's all. Okay, so I'm not in no silly gang like this. So let me drop down this copyright um disclaimer. And also, if a moderator happen to come up in here, you're welcome to drop your link down anytime that you choose to. Okay, so let me remove this copyright right there. So again, thank you all for coming in here. And this happened way back in November the 29th. At that time when it was happening, I was still, I'm still is definitely is keep her name alive, keep Ramika name alive. Okay, so it's still justice for Ramika, but she definitely got she I definitely do a lot of her. It's on Tuesdays during my real table talk, but today Thursday, so I still might speak, about her probably somewhere up in here because that's who I'm fighting justice for, helping, to keep her name alive. Okay, and justice will prevail. Okay, I do believe that. But today, we're gonna probably listen to some news reporting with the father named Patrick. His son, I think he pronounced it Amir or Amari, something like that. I know it's a little boy. He was 14 years old. He was at a kid's party. Okay, so he was at a kid's party, and because as we know, the mass shooting occurred at a child's birthday party at a banquet hall in the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue in Stockton, California on Saturday, November 29th. Okay, the 14 old victim was identified as Amari Peterson. Peterson. Okay, Patrick Peterson, which is the 14-year-old little boy's father, Amari Peterson was one of four people that was unalive in a mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton, California. Like I said, on September 29th. The latest update, the father, Angus, in a recent news conference and interview, Patrick Peterson described the immense pain and nightmare of losing his son. He tearfully recounted the final moments, saying he performed CPR on Amari, who had a single bullet wound in his chest. 14 years old, a single bullet wound in his chest at a child's birthday party before he died at the hospital. Okay, the family impact. What's the family impact about this? The Peterson's daughter was also grazed by a bullet during the shooting, an incident, and he says will change his children's lives forever. Okay, he had a couple of children there. One got unalive. One got grazed by a bullet. He almost lost two children at a child's birthday party. A shooting at a child's birthday party. This is sad. Um, the victim description, Amari was remembered as a gentle soul who got straight A's in school and loved sports, including football, basketball, and track. He's a kid that loves school. You know what I'm saying? Loves sports, straight A student. Probably was a good kid, okay? And it's just sad. It's just sad. So the call for the reform, a news conference hosted by Stockton Vice Mayor Jason Lee, Amari's father, called for justice, and local leaders highlighted the need for more investment in youth programs and the end to the no snitch culture, which they say hinders investigation. Okay, because people are scared to talk. They're scared they're gonna be called snitches instead of just speaking what's happening. When you see something, say something. It's not about being snitching. It's about you saving somebody's life. Okay. And all that street talk, all that street stuff needs to stop. And it's sad. It's sad. That's why this world is wild and crazy now. Okay. The investigation status says, as a recent report Police are still searching for the shooter or shooters, and a motive for the attack is not yet known. Okay, they don't know what happened. Why was this mass shooting at a baby's um, birthday party? Three children was unalive, and one was adult. So it was four unalive, three of them was children, and one was an adult. Okay. In addition to Amari Patterson, the three other people killed in the mass shooting on that day, her name was Journey. Okay, I cannot pronounce because they all Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, so I'm not going to try to pronounce their last name, but I can pronounce their first name. Okay, the first one name is Journey Rose. She was 8 years old, and Maya Lupien, she was 8 years old, and Susanna Archicella, he was 21 years old. The three children and one young man were remembered by family and friends for their joy and promises. But Susanna Archicella was described as brave and selfless, reported shielding others during the gunfire. So he was protecting other kids not to get hit. So he was getting hit and not, and saving other children. Okay. So he was brave. He was very brave. He lost his life because of that. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the article and stuff, and we're going to listen to the father as well. Okay. During this horrific time. And it is sad. It's sad. It breaks your heart when you hear that people is getting unalive, for no reason at all. It's sad. It's very sad. So I'm trying to find an article that I wanted to read real quick with you guys. Just let me get it. I will get it together. Okay, I gotta go um to my file so I can pull it up. So I can pull it up so we can go ahead and read it. Oh, it's so sad. It's really sad. Okay, so let me go ahead and share it. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me. I really appreciate it. God bless you all. This is just something that's, needed to be read, needed to be spoken. They've been speaking about this for a while. Okay. That's why I try to leave one of my real table talks open up, for other stuff that's going on in the world. I don't go live every day. Like some people go live every day. I only go live, the most, maybe 3 times a day, the most, not 3 times a day, a week. I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, a week. So we're going to go ahead and screen share what we're going to read real quick together. Okay. This is by New York Post. Like I said, this is all out here. So the father of 14-year-old killed in Stockton shooting massacre speaks out. My son was the perfect kid, he said. This is him. You see him on my thumbnail as well. Handsome little boy. He holding the football. So it was football season right there. When he took that picture. The English dad of a California teen killed in last week's birthday party massacre described his son as the perfect kid, a report said. Amari Peterson, 14, died after one of more gunmen sprayed bullets into a crowd of parents and kids who had gathered for a 2-year-old's birthday in Stockton, California on November 29th. The shooting, which authorities say is linked to gang activity, left 10 wounded and 4 unalive. 3 of them were children, which the names already called for. This is the father right here. This when he was doing his the press conference. I'm gonna show you that as well. He said, I wake up screaming, crying. All I keep seeing is my son just gasping for air and trying to breathe. Amari's dad, Patrick Peterson, said. Okay. Authorities have yet to name a possible suspect who allegedly triggered local rapper 𝘠𝘠𝘪𝘭 during the attack. Okay, but instead killed person, 2 8-year-old girls and a 21-year-old man. Okay, 𝘠𝘠𝘪𝘭, whose real name is 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘠, I believe. I don't know who these people is, you guys. And his wife were hit but survived with minor injuries. The artist's dad told the Post on Monday. So they was at some type of rapper kid party. Okay. Amari didn't deserve to be caught in the crossfire. Okay. He said, my son was the perfect kid, man. He's a perfect son, Patrick repeated himself. Okay, here go the picture of his son again. And these must be some, candles they lit out and I see another guy, all kind of flowers. You see a teddy bear. You know where the incident happened at. Okay. On the pavement behind the party room, blood stains remain spread up among children's shoes and toys as of Monday. Hunting images captured by the Post. Okay. A garage-style door at the front of the party room was ripped with bullet holes. A stray bullet struck near bystanders' feet at a business across the street and flew straight through a neighbor's home, punching a hole in his back window. See, somebody was even at the party, went into their home. See, bullets don't got no eyes. Bullets do not discriminate. They don't care how old you is, how young you is. Once that bullet come out, if you in the way, you gonna get hit. Okay, you could be in your own home like that person was right there, in their own home, minding their own business, and bullets just spraying all over the place. Okay, you see all these bullets right here? Look at all those bullets hitting those kids. Babies. 𝘠𝘠𝘪𝘭 left Stockton and had been hiding out in the suburbs of Sacramento. Junior Duggan told the Post. Okay, he had been targeted before, so it was a target. Okay, once in a drive-by shooting in 2020, in which gunmen fired more than 20 bullets at his parents' house. Okay. 8-year-old Journey Rose, she was killed along with her relative Maya, who died 2 weeks before her 9th birthday. Her family wrote on a GoFundMe page. Her birthday is coming up 2 weeks later. She deserved a childhood full of laughter, school days, karate, family, and dreams. Not this, the page reads. Oh my gosh. Susano, the 21-year-old who got killed, was struck in the neck and bled out of his and was bleeding out on the scene. He said, my brother died in my arms, his brother Emmanuel said. The birthday girl's mother, Patricia Williams, described driving to the ground after hearing a sound like balloons popping. Okay. There go the little boy. There go a lady out there putting more flowers down, as you can see. Just sad. Then it said, it's my daughter's dad. Both his nieces passed away. My sister Ashley got shot. My cousin got shot. My son's friend got shot. 3 of my friends got shot. My friend's baby dad got shot and unalive. That's what Williams said. I witnessed a woman pull up on the side of the street and just run, yelling, my baby, my baby, my baby, shaking local residents. Brent Terrell told the Post on Monday. And it's sad, you guys. This is at a 2-year-old baby's party. And got unlike this father right here is so shook. And I was just seeing some more of his stuff. We can go ahead and keep going so we can see more of him talking. talking, okay? So we gonna roll that back. It's the same. And it's sad, you guys. It's very, very sad. It's very sad. So we're gonna go ahead and share this one right here. And we're gonna hear this father right here. He's gonna talk more about it, you know. I'm quite sure you guys probably already seen this, but I definitely wanted to play it for the ones that have not seen it and wants to see it, okay? Okay, here we go. Here we go, right here.
If you do know who has something to do with this, I hope that you do the right thing.
A father calling for justice. Justice for 𝘠𝘧 Peterson, a 14-year-old kid with a passion for the people he loved, who dreamed of playing in the pros. Those dreams cut short after a gunman opened fire at a child's birthday party in Stockton.
The feeling you can't even explain. You can't explain trying to survive gunfire and trying to save your kids, and then you see your son on the ground shot.
Patrick Peterson remembers the gunfire, the moments his wife and children had to run for their lives.
Because I want to see him so bad. Like, I want to see him. I just want to see him again. I just want him back in my life.
His son Omari is one of 4 young people killed that night. His daughter, one of the 13 injured. And still today, not a single suspect is in police custody.
This is not time for politics. This is time for action.
Tonight, Stockton's Vice Mayor Jason Lee standing with Patrick and Kim Peterson, addressing the city's no-snitching culture.
If you know something, don't be a coward and not come forward and speak, because Omari deserves you to do that.
While also saying the city isn't doing enough to prevent violence.
When I look at funding, we gave $190 million to the police department, which is essential because we need to have that for our public safety officers. But we put $2 million in prevention services. What is that going to do when we know the city has had the challenges that we are talking about today?
Challenges that have left a city in shock and families pleading for the public's help in finding those responsible.
If you don't do the right thing, it's just going to continue happening. And the next thing you know, death is going to be at your door.
In Stockton, Cecil Hannibal, KCRA 3 News.
We want to give you another chance to scan that QR code. Right now, there is a combined $130,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in this case. This article has a link to all the ways you can leave an anonymous tip with Stockton Crime Stoppers, the FBI, or other organizations.
I want to hold that up a little bit for
a link to all the ways you can leave an.
I just want to pause that. Here go to the QR code. They say that you can scan that QR code that's up there, and that will link you to ways to you know, give information to you know, what happened on November 29th. Y'all, we got to know these are children. 3 children. A 21-year-old. He's a child too. He's only 21. Excuse me, got unalived. They said it was like 50 rounds. I read an article. It was like 50 rounds of bullets that they had found out there on the ground, and that's not counting the ones that's wounded and the ones who already got unalived. So it was over 50. You know. So if you see something, people, if you know something, hit that QR code and tell the people what you had seen, okay, of the witness that you had heard. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, and so I'm gonna go ahead and let this other one play real quick, you guys, real quick for you. And let me stop sharing this. And this is the that was the one he had the what you call it, the press conference. Okay, so the other one I'm going to show you with him sitting with his family, and he's really talking about it, what going on. Let me, is this, how long is this one? Okay, hold on one second. Let me see this. Okay. I'll finish for you real quick. I'm going to go ahead and let this one play.
And then I dove down there, and then I look back over and I see people running away from my son, and I see my son laying there crawling, and I'm like, damn, Amari. So I jumped back over the counter with the baby. At this point, the gunman left out of the building, and then I had my baby and my girl was in the corner, and they had all ran out the back door. So I'm like, I'm on top of Amari. I'm trying to grab him. I'm like trying to see where he's hit, because he's just sitting there just going. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, where you hit at? Where you hit at? And I look, and he had a hole the size of a nickel on his chest. And I'm just like, oh God, like, what am I gonna do? And the bullet where it was at, it was like near his heart. And I'm just like, I'm trying to like soothe him and tell him keep fighting. And I, you know, I tried to, I wanted to give him CPR, but I didn't want to move him any certain way to where like I would have made matters worse. And then bullets started coming back in there. Boom, 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 boom. Bullets started coming back, but he didn't. The shooter didn't come back in the building. They stood at the door and was shooting. And so I grabbed him and I drug him and the baby to the side, and I gave my girl the baby, and I tried to get on the phone to call 911, but it was so I couldn't even think of what the address was, like, you know, and me being as a dad, I feel like I failed at that because I didn't know exactly where we was at, but I didn't know it was going to be a damn massacre. But I called, you know? Yeah, so she ended up calling, and I was sitting right there, and then they said the police are here. After about like, I'll say 2 or 3 minutes of the chaos going on, they was saying the police, and I'm like, well, where they at? Because my son isn't here dying. It's little girls, there's people in here laying down like hit. So I'm like, where are the police at? They like, oh, they outside. They don't want to come in because they think there's somebody in here. I'm like, think there's somebody in here. So then, like, you know, the girl came and she was like, you got to put pressure on the wound. So I'm like, all right, I'm trying to put pressure on it. Then she come and put pressure on it. And then they was like, you got to give him CPR. So I start blowing on him, and blood the blood just kept, the blood. Oh God. The blood just kept coming out his face. And I'm just like, man,
You know, that had to be hard for a father to go through something like that and don't know where they coming from. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing everybody laying down. Then you seen your own child, your own son hit in a bullet and trying to crawl and get away. Y'all, this is sad. It's sad. Continue on.
And so I just started trying to give him CPR, and the girl started pumping on his chest, but I'm trying to keep something over his chest. And then the police come running through the door with their guns, acting like they superheroes, but everybody in here hitting, they running out the back door where all the kids went. All the people that's trying to survive then ran out the back. Y'all chasing somebody who ain't even out here, like, you know, hurting nobody. I'm like, the kids is right here that's hurt, laid out. So then they come around me talking about, oh, you get away, let us do our job and this and that. And they gave the girl like a foot wrap thing or whatever. And they said, put pressure on the wound. So then we keep pumping. He was like 30 pumps and give him CPR. So then we working that. And then I'm just sitting there looking like this ain't working. I'm like, I got to get up out of here. So I'm like, son, up, man, just hold on. And I'm like, where's the ambulance? And they was like, oh, the ambulance just got here. I'm thinking the ambulance coming out. The police get around me like, oh, let us do our job. I'm like, y'all ain't doing y'all letting my son die. So then I run outside. The ambulance still out there in the damn street. They out here trying to tell motherfuckers outside, oh, don't do this, don't do that. So I had to grab one of the paramedics. I'm like, man, my son is dying. I'm not finna let my son die in here like that. So then we ran back in there. And then he was like, oh, we got to get him outside. So then, you know, we picked him up and then we just carried him all the way outside to the street and laid him out on the street. Then they got this machine to, like, you know, the pump, just keep pumping his heart. And, you know, like, they was like, we got to get him on the gurney. Like, we got to get him on the gurney now. And then this girl out here laid out. They got old boy out here laid out. So then They put him on the gurney, and then I'm like, man, can I ride there back there with him? They was like, nah, you can't ride back here. You can ride in the front though. And I'm just like, man, like on the movies, like they always let people ride in the back. So I'm just kind of tripping, like, why they ain't letting me ride in the back? So then they was like, oh, it's too many cars. It's too much people out here. So we're gonna have to wait and we're gonna make an entry. We're gonna have to make an exit. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever you got to do, we need to get there. So they make a little exit to get out of there, and I asked the paramedic, like, okay, like why y'all driving so slow? Like anytime I see the paramedics, like they doing 100, he like, oh well, we got to drive at a certain speed, so you know they can do their job back there. So I was like, man, that's understandable. Like I understand that, because I'm like, okay, I'm panicking right now, but like at the same time, I'm like, I don't want them to get in the accident or something else happen and where we don't make it to the hospital. So I had to calm myself down. So when we get to the hospital, this is probably around like 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And I keep asking him, like, is he all right? I'm like, is he all right? I'm like, I'm already keep fighting. And I'm just, it's just like going through my head over and over and over. My baby just it's going.
Poor father. I'm so sorry for the loss of your son. And I really do hope they find the people who did this. And I don't think this was a one person thing. I think it was several people. They got to have cameras. They was at a banquet hall. They got to have cameras somewhere set up somewhere that somebody seen something.
Oh, baby. So she called, she tell me that that KK got hit, but KK is okay. And I'm like, okay, thank God. I'm like, okay, I seen my baby. And then I'm like, where's Pierre? Because in the midst, then he was lost. And they was like, oh, he's fine. So we get to the hospital, they like, oh yeah, when we get there, you're gonna have to go out here, and they just basically led me out to another room, and I'm just like, why y'all sending me out to a room? Why y'all don't take me up there with my son? Why can't I be in the same triage with him and just see him fight, or just be there to hold his hand or anything? They didn't let me do none of that. That's why I think my son was already gone before we even got to the hospital. So then after 7, 8 hours of just waiting at the hospital, they keep telling people, oh, we can't give anybody any information because we trying to get everybody's we trying to interview everybody and get all the questions that we need. But I had been interviewed twice, and I had already talked to an officer. So at this point, I'm done talking. I'm trying to figure out where my son is and how and what's his condition. They just So then like about an hour later, they come back downstairs with my son's jeans all cut up. He was like, oh, we had the officer give me my son's jeans, talking about we had to cut up his pants to get him off of him. And then I'm looking, he got feces on it. I'm like, man, like, why, like, what's going on? Like, is he okay? Oh, I can't tell you that. So I'm just like, okay, so now I'm feeling like, okay, this is bad.
And they said, usually when you get ready to go, you get ready to leave, out your body, you always gonna have feces come out. Okay, so that's probably why he knew his son was gone,
because y'all done came down here and gave me a pair, the only jeans he had on, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all just gave me some and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Like, because we was the first ones there from that incident. So I'm like, damn, should I be getting the news first? And then other people just start coming in. And then, it was just a whole waiting game. And then they didn't really start answering questions until a lady spoke up, and then people started getting angry. Like, we've been here for 6 hours and y'all ain't said nothing. And y'all telling people that we coming down here and we gonna talk to y'all. Then they come down there and was like, oh, we don't have any answers for y'all. And then they just came back down there and said, oh, we waiting on the sheriff department to get more answers. And we like, well, answers from who? Because everybody here was either at this party and we told y'all whatever we knew, and all we seen was one gunman. And I don't even think everybody seen the gunman, because as soon as he came in there shooting, people just took off running. I was the only person that actually got to see the gunman, because I looked dead at him when he started shooting, but he had on all black. What else you want me to tell me? Well, tell you, like, he had on all black, he had a mask, you know what I'm saying? And like, I can't say he was light skinned, dark skinned, had long hair, short hair. I don't even know his name. I barely even knew half of the people. And I know people probably right, oh, they shouldn't even been there. But like, you ain't gonna know until you was put in a situation where you like, okay, well, maybe not. Like, yeah, I would have rather not have went to the party. My son really didn't want to go. He wanted to go play night hoops. But we was invited by some family friends, and I don't associate with everybody that was in that party. I was there on the behalf of my baby, my daughter, and my younger kids, because the person who threw the party, her son played with my son. You know, her daughter is the same age or a year older than my little baby girl. Her mama birthday is the same day as my daughter's. So that's where these connections just started coming in at. Like, whoever else was there, I had no social relationship with them or anything like that. The only thing was that they were associated with people that are rapping out of that area, and my son so-called listened to some of their music or knew about them and just wanted to meet somebody. That's just like me wanting to meet the Jacka or Mac Dre or somebody that from my era. Like that, like I at one point I was trying to do music and everything, but me as a father, I knew I had to change because of what the rap was turning into. And now that my son is gone, I don't think I fully changed enough, because if I should have told him to stay away from him. I should have said, they gonna be there? No, we ain't going to that party. But at the same time, I was just trying to show a little bit of love back for the people that came and show my people love. Because, you know, when I was throwing my baby's birthday parties, like, I'm like, well, who gonna come? We're gonna throw a party. Who gonna come? They showed up. Yeah. They brought gifts. They showed love. And at the time, like, they was the ones that was only showing love, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like, okay, well, we could go show love to their babies. And that's the only reason why I was there. I don't have, man, I ain't got shit to do with, my son didn't have nothing to do with nothing in that party. And now I feel unsafe. I feel like the weight of the world is deeply, heavenly crushing me right now, because just by me being a black man in America, trying to even survive out here, to get a good paying job or to build a small business, to even take care of my family, to pay bills and do whatever I got to do, just the weight of that, and just being a dad and being able to watch over your kids, even when you gotta go and gotta leave them, like, and for me to be just in a situation like that and to lose a son, and I want my son to be known. I don't want him to go. He was already known, but I don't want him to die in vain and nobody remember him. And it just, oh, that was just Amari, my 14-year-old son that could have been somebody, is just gone now because you is out here playing like y'all somebody, and y'all ain't y'all here shooting at babies and like, come on now, like. So that's why I'm here. You know, that's why I'm doing this interview, because I want the world to see and to know about my son. The way he would just look up to me, the way he was looking up to me, and him just growing up, and I would wake him up every day. I go to the gym and I'm like, Mari, you got to get ready for football. You got to come to the gym with me in the morning. And he's be like, nah, Dad, I can't go. I gotta grow. I'm trying to get 6 foot by I get to high school. And I was like, all right, man. But I didn't have the love. I didn't have the parents. I didn't have everything that I gave him. I didn't have a mama and a daddy and a brother and a sister and a brother and a sister. I didn't have none of that. I just had me and my mom and my sister, and I had to go through the hard way. And I try to make life the way it's supposed to be for somebody. Oh man, I just love you, son. And like, baby, please, if there is some type of psychedelic way or some type of way that I can see you again and I can hold you, come see me. Come tell me that you are okay. Because I want to know that you went to heaven and you didn't die in vain. Because that's all I wanted was you to just be somebody. But I knew that he was gonna touch the world and he was gonna be somebody. But I didn't know it was gonna happen like this. Mama said it was gonna be days like this, but she never said it was gonna be days like this. Never. In a million years, I would have never thought my baby would go out like this and shit was gonna happen and he was gonna get murdered in cold blood at a little kid's birthday party.
Little kid's birthday party.
I don't know how I am going to live. I have to be strong for my family. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I barely struggle with how I'm going to pay my bills month to month. I struggle with how I'm going to make it from day to day to day. I was like, I can't leave.
That's sad. That's sad, everyone. Hello, Brenda. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and blessings to you. That is very, very sad. That's a sad story. Every time I see it, my heart just drops because this babies, you know what I'm saying? And they said, so I guess the people who was given, I'm just throwing my own out there, okay? This is just me. This is just my thought, my opinion, okay? That I guess the parents must have been, that gave the party must have been a part of the gang, because that what the article read, that the police thing was gang related. And if you friends with someone, you might not be in the gang, okay? But if you friends with somebody that's in the gang and that person is is a target, you know what I'm saying, 9, 10 times you's gonna get hit too. So I kind of blame that father of the child that was giving a party, because if he knew that he was a target, he should not been there around his child, around his, his wife or girlfriend, whatever they is. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's going to be a bunch of kids. When you in that type of atmosphere, it's something you got to sacrifice not to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. That's a lifestyle that, gang members choose to live. So it's a lot of things goes with that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful when you got a family, when you got sisters, when you got brothers. I heard one of the guy that's on YouTube, I cannot think of his name, but he said when he was younger, I hear his story all the time. He said when he was younger, I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue, that he used to be, doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. But he didn't allow nobody in his car. He didn't allow nobody next to him. He wouldn't take his mom to the store because, he was out there doing stuff wrong. So he didn't want nobody who he loved to get hit that was with him. Even when they try to, even the store just down the street, I still couldn't take them just down the street to the store because I didn't want them in my car. That's what he said. He was protecting his family. I'm like, wow. So my prayers goes out to the Patrick and Kim Peterson and everybody else that lost a child at that birthday party. My prayers goes out to everyone. And I just, hope they find the people. Because like I said, for it to be more than 50 rounds, that was more than one person. Okay. They find somebody, bring somebody to justice. You know what I'm saying? They need justice. They need closure. They need to find somebody who unalived these babies. These babies was innocent at a party enjoying themselves. And the one mother said, I read an article, one mother said that she thought it was a balloon, but she heard it was popping. She thought her balloons was popping at the party. It's sad. It's sad. And like the father said, he didn't see them. They was all covered up. He don't know if they was light-skinned, dark-skinned. He just couldn't see. He just couldn't tell. Everything was covered up. It was in all black. It was in all black. So hopefully, those cameras will catch them. Even if they ran certain ways, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully the camera caught the car. Hopefully, they come to justice. I mean, I don't know what to say because it's sad. There's so many people is getting unalive for no reason at all. Just being at the right place at the wrong time. It was just at the wrong time. Like the father said, Patrick said, his son even want to go. He didn't want to go. He wanted to go do something else. And that's probably what's hurting him right there, because he said he wanted to do something else. It's so sad. It's so sad, you guys. My heart just, it's just for the family. I'm so sorry that, these hurt that way. So lawyers and different type of people is standing up, fighting justice, for them, what I'm saying, asking people to stand up, speak up. You see something, say something, so that's what they is asking for that. So I'm going to show you these pictures right here. I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to show you some of the pictures. You can see of more of the children of the Patterson family. And it's just sad. It's really, really, really sad. So I'm going to let you guys see those pictures right there real quick. And if you can see, that's the father right there. That's the mother. And that's this is the one that got unalive right here. And that's another little brother. This is a little sister that got hit. And this must be the older son of somebody. He must be one of the older ones. And here they go again. That's the father and the mother and the little bitty baby. That's Amari, that got unalive. And that's the little brother. There's a sister that got hit as well. So he must be the older brother that was not there. You could tell he probably, he just didn't want to go. That's them got around the place where he was at. They searching somebody's car. Yeah. Sad. Sad. It's very sad, y'all. It's very sad. So like I said, let's keep the family in prayer, because none of those kids did not deserve to get unalive. And this is the picture. I'm gonna also share with you of the lawyers and the priests and the people, the leadership in Stockton, California. This right here this is Reverend William 𝘠𝘪𝘭𝘥'', with Hiller AME Zion Church, speaks about on the 29th on Lucille Avenue mass shooting victims during a news conference at Stockton City Hall in downtown Stockton on December the 9th. Okay, so that's him speaking, the Reverend of the city. And here, that's when you see the part where I showed this when him and his wife was speaking. This is the mayor. His name is Vice Mayor Jason Lee. Confronts the parents of 14-year-old victim Amari Peterson, Patrick and Kim Peterson, as they speak about the incident that happened on the 9th during a news conference. Okay, that's them right there. And this is the mayor, the vice mayor, Jason Lee is his name. And I got the father right here to speaking, asking people just to, if you know something, say something. If you go back and watch this replay, it's on the news, on one of the news I was playing, they got forgot what you call it. They got them barcode that you can screen on your phone, and it says that it will give you a link to anywhere to be anonymous. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to say who you is. You know what I'm saying? You know who did this, okay? I read 10, but then the news said 13. So between 10 and 13 was definitely wounded. Okay. And we got 3 children got unalive and 1 adult. So we got at least it was 4 of them unalive. And the 21-year-old, that's still a kid as well to me. Only 21. Okay. So that's them again. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. So I think the leaders, the leadership is standing up in the community. The community come together as one, okay? As you know, as together. I keep telling y'all, I always say this, together is unity. It's been on my Facebook page forever. I always had it on my Facebook page. Together is unity, okay? It don't matter who doing what first or who did what first. It don't matter. You just come together and make things happen. These can move. These can move. We got to start, we got to stop tearing each other down. We got to stop unaliving each other. We got to stop trying to use weapons, you know what I'm saying, to unalive somebody, to get your point across. We got to stop all of that, y'all. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense what this world is coming into. You got to start get on our knees and praying to the Lord. Start getting your family in church. Find a Bible-believing church. Okay? We got to get prayers and God back in the schools. We need all this stuff. We need to be like how our parents was and their parents was. We were so close back then. What happened to the generation? Just don't care about each other, especially the Black culture. I'm quite sure other cultures too, but the Black culture is so separated from each other. And it's sad. It is so sad. Why can we not come together? Come together. You want to go when you see one person who you don't like, you go whisper to a whole bunch of more other people about telling lies on this person. Before you know it, the whole city don't like that one person and tearing that person down, all because of one person don't like that person. I mean, it's sad. When are we going to grow up as a Black culture? We are too old to be acting like this. We're supposed to be models and leaders for our young children, for the people that's behind us. We are supposed to be a role model for them. It's time for us to change. And for us to change, you got to start in our own household first. Okay? So, well, that's all I got to say. Today was Thursday Real Table Talk. Like I said, again, my prayers goes out to the Peterson family and to the rest of the other family, Maya, Journey, is Sousa family, that had passed away, and all to the victims that got that did get hit, got wounded. My prayers is for, to them as well and their families. And especially in that town where the massacre shooting happened at, okay, in Stockton, California. So keep that community in your prayer as well. Okay. And please stop the violence. Not just the violence, stop the gun violence. Okay? Because it's not the guns. It's not the guns. It's the people who's carrying the guns. Okay? It's the people who carrying the guns make the guns bad. Okay? Because the gun's not going to go off by itself. The guns, need help for it to go off. Okay? So don't blame it on the gun. Blame it on the person who was holding that gun. And it's sad that Somebody had to be a coward to come in there with all black on and go and shoot at a kid's party, a little 2-year-old girl party. Who does stuff like that? Cowards. You a coward. You a coward. That's what you is. Because that could have been dealt with a different way, dealt with at a different time. You didn't have to come to that party and hit innocent children. You wanted the father of the little girl party, 2-year-old girl father, you could have seen him somewhere else. You could have seen him somewhere else. That was wrong what they did. Okay, you guys, just be careful now when you have a party, no type of party that you in. You know, people are in gangs, you know what I'm saying? And that gang member is coming, you know, it's coming to where you at. Just know something could happen. Because you don't know if that gang member is being targeted or not. You just don't know. So you got to start just being focused on yourself, start doing parties with just your family at home, you know, or something. I mean, it just says that we can't enjoy ourselves. Enjoy ourselves on any, it's just blowing my mind of babies. You know, a baby party. A baby party. That's sad. Well, you're great, and y'all. Thank you all for tuning in on YouTube and on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Please continue on to support me, share me out, because over here is nothing but a lot of love over here. And I do talk about real life issues, okay? About real people. That's what I talk about over here, okay? It's very calm over here. So continue on to tune in. If you can, I really appreciate it. On Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 is Real Table Talk on my channel, on Forever Lisa's channel over here. But Tuesdays is definitely dedicated to Ramika Blackman, who a 31-year-old mother who was unalived back on September the 8th by her son's father's other baby mother, in which she has been charged with first degree murder. So she is still locked up. Okay, her other court date is going to be on December the 23rd. So if you want to know more about that update, watch out, go listen to my past videos, and I'm definitely talk about more as more stuff come up. But like I said, Tuesday is her special day. Thursdays, I will pick something else out that I want to talk about that happened in the world. But I still might speak about Ramika like I'm doing now. Okay. And I do wants to bring up this flyer again. Okay. For anybody that wants to donate to the family for Christmas for Amir. Amir is he's 7 years old. This is Ramika's son. Like I said, you don't have to, because I know it's Christmas time and everybody probably can't afford it. Okay, this is for the ones that can afford it. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm quite sure the family is just glad that you just supporting them, through prayers and keeping Ramika's name alive. But if you got an extra, a few dollars or something, you can sell, Amir's, which is Ramika's mom. Her name is Tina McMiller. Okay, she do have a Zelle, and she also have a Cash App. Okay, if you want to Cash App her. Okay, her Cash App is $ Tina TINA McMiller. And you spell it MCMILLER, all one name all together. Okay, well, $, or you can Zelle her at Miss Tina .mcmiller19@yahoo.com. Okay, so those two ways that you can donate to her if you choose to. But if not, I know she definitely wants you to continue on to pray for her. And she thank you for keeping her daughter's name alive until justice is served, okay? Because this was not no self-defense. This was not no self-defense. This young lady was got unalived out of jealousy, out of envy, you know what I'm saying? Out of because she moved on with her life with an she had a new friend in her life. She was doing new things in her life. She was working 2 jobs. She was in school for a registered nurse. She was just doing her thing, okay? Wasn't thinking about her son's father. Okay, so it's so much about this story that it just got me stuck on, stuck with, no, she's a niece of mine. I feel like she's a niece of mine. You know what I'm saying? Because this could happen to any one of our children. Any one of our children. So we definitely gonna keep her name alive. Okay. So shout out to everyone. Okay, so I think that's about it, you guys. I can go ahead and end this live. And thank you for tuning in because, I'm only but an hour person. Okay, so I came on at 6:30 today, a little bit after 6:30, like about 6:20, 6:25, somewhere up in there. But, I'm only but an hour, about an hour wind. Okay, so I might do a random live, probably sometime, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know, but I definitely will be on Tuesday at 5:30. And come and check me out, okay? And don't forget to thumbs up this live, please. Please share it, with your family and your friends. And know that I love you. Good night.
Through the shadows where the storms collide, she stands with courage as her guide. Her whispers echo louder than screams, faithful to God through broken dreams. She's the silent storm, unshaken, strong. Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret. At 5:30 sharp, hearts come alive. Together we heal, together we thrive. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the table set for stories shared, no room for regret.